Watch you crazy cats and welcome to Dazzle Rebel Rides. Now you may have noticed there's some things a little bit different today, and number one is the screen. I don't normally put this on, well that's because today I'm talking about 11 things you need to know about the Indian Chief Vintage. Now if you're a regular viewer to the channel, you will know that I'm not a big fan of the screen on any bikes, let alone this Chief Vintage. I prefer it naked, I prefer the wind in my face. That's just the sort of ride I like. But on occasion I will stick it on, especially on longer trips. Now I'm not taking a longer trip today, but the reason I have put this on is because today I am talking about 11 things that you need to know about the Indian Chief Vintage. You can think of this as some kind of review, some kind of long-term review of this particular motorcycle. I'm going to look at 11 things that I think you need to know about this bike if you're in the market to buy one, and also what my thoughts are after living with the bike for nearly 5 years. So number 11, and the most obvious one, it is Indian's most iconic heritage model. Not necessarily in the Thunder Black that I've got, especially the fact that I've changed the seats to black as well, but certainly in the two-tone colours that came from 2016 onwards. Think the Indian red and ivory, think the willow green over ivory cream, think sky blue and brilliant white. These colours, along with the tan tasselled leather, really make this a proper iconic heritage model. But this isn't just some styling exercise, some look back at the halcyon days of Americana with brightly coloured diners and rock and roll. Oh no, it's a thoroughly modern motorcycle. So number 10 then, this was a key model in the Polaris relaunch of the Indian brand back in 2014, which is what this model is that I'm riding now. This bike here, it's a 2014 Chief Vintage, customised a little bit. But this, alongside the Chief Classic and the Chieftain, were the three bikes that really brought the Indian brand back to the world. Yes, I know you had the Gilroy and Black Hills Indians, but they were really just small run, custom shop bikes. When Indian relaunched Indian in 2014, it was these models that caught the world's attention. Number 9, the vintage colour schemes. Now back in its 2014 relaunch, there was only 3 colours available. There was Thunder Black, there was Indian Motorcycle Red and Springfield Blue. But very shortly that changed. So let's take a look at the last 5 years of the Indian Chief Vintage and look at the colour schemes available in each year. Number 8, the model year changes. This is particularly important if you're looking to buy a used one. Now on the surface this bike looks pretty much unchanged, but it is just skin deep. There have been a number of significant changes over the years, and these include: first major change came in 2016 when it lost the oil cooler. In 2017 the switchgear was significantly updated, and in 2019 it gained rear cylinder deactivation along with riding modes, including Standard, Tour and Sport. Number 7, special editions. Now believe it or not, there has been some limited special editions of this motorcycle. Let's take a look. In 2016, Indian Motorcycle announced a partnership with Jack Daniels. To celebrate this, they released a very special edition Chief Vintage. This bike was blinging with extras and a very special paint job in Jack Daniels livery. Number 6. These white walls. Them white walls look absolutely fantastic
but they are an absolute bitch to clean. They also run on inner tubes, which is a bit unusual for a modern bike, but at the end of the day it does run on spokes as well. So even though the tyres are tubeless, you still have to have an inner tube in those tyres.
Speaking of spokes, number 5, these spokes.
Speaking of those spokes, they look fantastic, but they're also a bitch to clean. However, if you keep on top of them, they do look fantastic. Number 4, those highway bars. Okay, these not only add to the styling of the bike, they also offer a very practical function. In fact, a number of practical functions. I mean, number 1, they actually add some safeties just in case you decide to drop the bike. And if you do, believe it or not, because they rest on the highway bars, the bike is a lot easier to pick up than you may expect a 370 kilo bike to be. If you drop the bike at walking pace, you know, in a car park, backing into your garage for example, it will likely just rest onto the engine bars without any permanent damage to the bike. I've even seen someone do it outside the shop on a very rough tarmac road, picked the bike up, dusted down the highway bars, and there was no lasting scratches even on the highway bars. So that's how thick the chrome is on them. They also offer a place to put those closeouts, so if it gets a bit chilly, you're riding in winter, stick those closeouts on and it will keep a hell of a lot of wind chill away from your knees. In addition to that, you can always put some highway pegs, and you know, so you can adjust and put your feet anywhere you like. Or if you want to add some more illumination, they offer a great place to put some more lights. Or if you're the Aussie and the Indian, then if Calamity Jane's anything to go by, you can really accessorise the hell out of your bike utilising those highway bars.
So let's talk about the screen. It does block off quite a bit of wind, to be fair. I mean, here we are, 50 miles an hour. I'm not really needing to shout in order to make myself heard. You are getting a bit of wind noise here. You do get a bit of buffeting though, you can feel it coming up underneath here. Increase to 60, the wind noise gets a bit louder, you can feel the buffeting moving from down underneath your arms to around the head. It's not a bad windscreen, but it could be better.
So it's good, but it's not quite right.
Number 2, the handling. Here we go. Now this is the most stable bike at any speed that I've ridden, but that doesn't mean you can't hustle it. Yeah, it's not quite as flickable as the Chieftain or Springfield or even Roadmaster for that matter. Thanks to their shorter rake, and especially with the Dark Horse and limited versions, that 19-inch front wheel really allows you to throw them around. But this isn't any slouch either. Once you get used to being able to throw such a lardy bike around, it becomes an absolute hoot.
So, to my number 1 thing that you guys need to know about the Indian Chief Vintage, and that is... Yes, we need a drum roll. Let's have another one. Drum roll, please.
The number 1 thing that you need to know about the Indian Chief Vintage is I never ever want to sell mine. Yes, there will be other bikes that come and go in my garage, but this one, oh, me and this bike, it's become part of my soul. It really has become part of me. So much so that I just want us to ride off into the sunset together.
And that's my list. Have you got any more questions? If you do, I'm quite happy to answer them. Leave me a comment down below. Actually, let me know where you're from as well. I do this quite often. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you're commenting from in the world. I'd love to know that, where my reach actually is, and how you found this video. Are you an outstanding subscriber, or have you just come across this video? Thanks.
had to make it look dramatic, didn't I? I mean, see you later. As always, if you like to ride, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.